Hello, and welcome back to Renaissance Knowing Your True Self. I was debating on a few topics to talk about today, and I think the one that comes to mind right now is knowing your why. You must have heard what people saying that knowing your why is what helps you to do things, why you do certain things, etc. And it's a reason for you to live, to make more money, to do whatever, something, take care of your family, etc. Your why. So I've heard about it so many times. I thought I knew what my why was, but as I kept reflecting on it, I realized that what I thought my why was not really my why. So, for example, like I thought, okay, I'm making, I make money, I have a good career, so, okay, I'm doing this for my family. It's a very cliche kind of answer. And true, you are doing this for your family, but is that the real reason, or is there something more deeper? A lot of decisions I have made in terms of, leaving my marriage, in terms of, making decisions on leaving people, getting people out of my life, etc., and changing things around. What was the real driving, motivating force inside of me that is causing me to do things, that makes me to make certain decisions that sometimes seem unpleasant, but I know it feels right in my heart to do it. And I worked with one of my friends, and he asked me some really, really good questions. And so I just had to get deeper and deeper into myself. It took me a while, but I finally realized that my why, at least one of my whys, I feel that there's more, but I haven't explored that yet. One of my whys is the fact that I cannot let anybody control me. And that's where I have, that's what drives me to make a lot of decisions. So sometimes I've had friends, relationships, etc., where I am in under someone else's control, where I have to do what other people want, where I got to try and please other people, etc. And after a while, it starts to weigh on me, and then all of a sudden I had to make some decision, speak it out to that person that this is going to work, and either they change or otherwise they're just out of my life, and that's it, period. And I'm just happy that if they're out of my life, they're out of my life. They make a change, I watch them like a hawk, just to make sure that that pattern is not repeating itself. So that is one of my whys for sure. And so, which drives me to do a lot of things. I'm very glad to know that, because I keep hearing about this in other videos. Know your why. And it is important to know my why. And again, knowing your why is is also a huge part of becoming or getting to know your true self. You have to know yourself to understand why certain things are happening. So before I would just be like, oh, I don't like this, and I'm being under control, and I can't live like this, and this is too much, and okay, I got to address this issue right now, right? But I never realized that was my why at the moment. Now that I know what my why is, I can watch things ahead and see patterns even before it's too late. Sometimes I would wait 2, 3, 4 months and be like, oh my God, there's a pattern going on. Now I'm starting to notice patterns maybe 2, 3 months, better than 5, 6, 7. Sometimes it's been a year. So, and I can just, address it right away. So I just hope that I can even get even sooner, but hey, it's all a journey. So, knowing your why, what makes you, subconsciously make certain decisions, you want certain things, it's so good to reflect on it on your own, or ask somebody who can help you work out what your why is. I've heard a lot of people talk about, okay, these are my 10 reasons why, and truthfully, I know it's not their why, because it just doesn't happen. There's something deeper always. It's always something deeper. And I don't know how to explain that, but once you get into that deeper sense of yourself, that understanding, and a lot of things make sense, it's beautiful. And it's like I said, knowing your true self is one of the best journeys in our lives. And I had said this in my previous video. The true happiness comes in knowing and being connected to your true self. So if you kind of ignore your why and go ahead and do something that does not make you happy. So in my case, for example, if I just don't want to let's say upset the other person who's manipulating or trying to control me in some sort of fashion, I could ignore it and continue on just to keep the peace. But the problem is, at the end of the day, I end up being resentful because deep down I know that I am not happy. And at some point, I think this is what it is. At some point, you will explode. I exploded years after I realized something, and again, without even realizing what my why is. It usually will come up, and it's just a matter whether we recognize it or not. That's just my understanding, and that's my perception of knowing your why, knowing your true self. So hope this helps. If you want to talk to me or share with me your why, or any kind of discussion about that, feel free to message me or share in the comments. I would love to hear from you, because the more people getting to know deeper about themselves, I think that's a change that we can make in our lives and other people's lives. So take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye.